was a close one. Edgar Berlanga. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get me wrong. Edgar absolutely dominated. Had Stephen Butler in all types of world of hurt. Had this dude spaghetti legs. Had this dude knees buckle numerous amount of times in this fight. Had Stephen Butler shooting takedowns. That's how bad Stephen Butler was hurt. The fight was an absolute slobber knocker. It didn't go without drama involving Edgar Berlanga's chin. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a flash knockdown. My goodness. But before we get into that, before we talk about Edgar Berlanga and what things are looking for him like for him now at the 168-pound division, after watching that performance against Stephen Bang Bang Butler, a fighter, I did not expect Stephen Bang Bang Butler to come in here and knock down Edgar Berlanga. I knew it was a possibility. I knew for a fact that a guy like Edgar Berlanga, who's had, 16 first-round knockouts in a row, a guy who some would say is overhyped. I'm not saying that, but a lot of people look at him, a lot of people look at his resume and say, wow, other than that Canelo fight, who has he really fought? He lost to Hamza Shiraz brutally by knockout. We're going to talk about his performance against Stephen Bang Bang Butler and what this means going on in the future for this guy's career. But first, dude, the debut fight for Richardson Hitchins at 147 pounds. I know Ricardo Salas, to be honest, when you study tape on this guy and you look at some of the dudes you fought, hey, man, I thought maybe he would bring a little bit of trouble to Richardson Hitchins. Maybe there'll be times in this fight where he's able to cut the distance, land a few good left hooks, right hands. He landed what? Honestly, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 clean punches on Hitchins, and that was it. Richardson Hitchins, yes, did not get any knockdowns, did not knock this dude out, but bro, I found myself getting up, telling my girl who was busy doing things, telling her to take her eyes off of that for 1 minute, for 2 minutes. Look at how nice Richardson Hitchins is looking. Bro, that might have been one of the cleanest, most polished performances that I have ever seen from Richardson Hitchins in his career. This guy's always outboxing dudes. Of course, Ricardo Salas is not on that level. I would not consider him even close to the level of Oscar Duarte, which a lot of people want to see. But my goodness, Richardson Hitchins is one of the cleanest fighters, has one of the best jabs, just a high ring IQ overall. There's a reason why Terrence Crawford involved him, put him in, took out Ryan Garcia, put him in with the likes of Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Keyshawn Davis, and Javante Tank Davis, including him in the 5 Kings. It wasn't the most, let's just say, fan-pleasing performance for certain people and for certain styles of boxing that you like. But for somebody like me, bruh, I found myself getting up, being more shocked, being more amazed on watching that clean of a performance than I've seen guys, getting knockout wins. That was such an impressive performance. At 147 pounds, Richardson Hitchins also says that he hurt his arm. His hand or his arm? He went in there with an injury. Of course, it's your first time fighting 7-pound weight difference. You want to see how you feel. You don't want to unleash a barrage of punches, get tired by accident, and next thing you know, you're done. You don't know. You never fought at 147 pounds. Hitchins had fought at 140 since the dude was 16 years old, 15 years old. So overall, dude, that was an A-, A+, absolute great performance. If there's anything else that was missing, all it could have been was maybe a string of a 10-punch combination, maybe a little bit more fire and, trying to get the man out of there. But at the end of the day, I'm not judging you on based off that. I think that was a fantastic performance. The crowd was a little quiet. It is what it is. Richardson Hitchins walks away with an absolutely shutout, unanimous decision victory, wins all the rounds in a 10-round fight against Ricardo Salas to make his 147-pound debut. I can't wait to see this man in some of the biggest fights in the world. It's going to be tough to get him in there. Richardson Hitchins, I don't see this guy losing to any low-level or even mediocre type fighters. I think Richardson Hitchins can only be in there with the best of the best, bro. There's no point in putting him in there with guys who he's gonna win for sure. Great performance by Richardson Hitchins. Now, Edgar Berlanga, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. I thought for 1 second, after watching Edgar Berlanga, who started out the first round looking great, a fantastic jab, the best jab that I've seen Edgar Berlanga ever use, ring IQ. The dude was actually involving his skills. But after I seen him get dropped at the end of the second round, Stephen Bang Bang Butler puts Edgar Berlanga on his ass, a flash knockdown. I went insane. I got up and I said, no way, bro. This is not happening to Edgar Berlanga right now. This is going to be one of the most shocking things to happen in the sport of boxing. My brain, it started going. It started instantly thinking of video ideas. And the first thing that came to my head, bro, if Stephen Bang Bang Butler would have knocked out Edgar Berlanga, the first thing that came to my head was the Hamza Shiraz hand wrap theory. I was going to say, does that mean that Stephen Bang Bang Butler had his hand wraps dirty, ladies and gentlemen? Or is it just the fact that Edgar Berlanga's style, the fact that he's not as skillful as a lot of people think, the fact that he gets clipped on the chin when he's throwing his combinations, he's a very hittable fighter. We've seen that against Stephen Bang Bang Butler. Is it due to his chin not being as strong? Bruh, my brain was going crazy. But Edgar Berlanga survives the round, and the dude ends up dominating Stephen Butler. Had this dude on spaghetti noodles the whole goddamn fight. There was times where Butler was landing some fantastic punches, but Edgar Berlanga, dude, he gets the 7th round stoppage, gets a 6th round knock, puts Stephen Butler down, 10 seconds to go. The bow literally saves him. Goes to the corner. The ref is looking at him. He's looking all messed up. He's walking slow to his corner. He sits down. I'm texting my cousin like, bro, this dude might have some bad brain damage right now. Who knows what he's thinking? The 7th round starts. Edgar Berlanga tees off on him. Gets a great combination in. The referee decides to stop the fight. I don't know what happened to that dude. Takes Stephen Bang Bang Butler down. I don't know if Stephen Bang Bang Butler was absolutely out of it, but he was getting hit with some absolutely huge punches. I think it was an early stoppage, but it is what it is. I thought Edgar Berlanga was eventually going to put him out. Stephen Bang Bang Butler showed his heart. He had a strong goddamn chin. He's a warrior, but Edgar Berlanga ended up proving to be too much in a dramatic back and forth fight. It was a flash knockdown in round 2. And my goodness, bro, he just went life to death with Stephen Bang Bang Butler, a fighter that I did not expect him to go life or death with, a fighter who had 5 losses in his career, and all 5 of those losses are KO losses. I thought it was going to be a lot cleaner performance from Edgar Berlanga, but of course styles make fights. Stephen Bang Bang Butler came to fight. He basically had the same goddamn style as Edgar. Edgar's just a lot more cleaner, a lot more polisher, just a lot more overall great fighter than Stephen. Edgar Berlanga gets the 7th round stoppage. It was a dramatic fight. Do I feel like Edgar Berlanga can compete? Now, after looking at that performance with some of the 168-pound world champions, you got Hamza Shiraz, the WBO champion. You've got the WBA champion in Jaime Munguia, super middleweight division. You've got the IBF champion in Osias Iglesias, and you have the WBC champion in Christian Mabili, who is going to be going up against Canelo Alvarez on Halloween, October 31st. I don't believe Edgar Berlanga can compete with any of those guys. Nor do I even think Edgar Berlanga can compete with this up-and-comer that, my goodness, if they can make this fight happen, I don't see it being possible. They'd have to put on some type of dual broadcast event, let's just say on the Ryan Garcia or Conor Ben card, some type of thing like that. But Diego Pacheco, ladies and gentlemen, Diego Pacheco at 168 pounds versus Edgar Berlanga would be a slobber knocker of a goddamn fight. It's never happening. I don't believe so. I think Diego Pacheco, honestly, knocks Edgar Berlanga out. That's where I got Edgar Berlanga on right now. I don't see him being able to compete with any of the world champions if he fights Hamza Shiraz again, even though Hamza Shiraz did not look the best yesterday, defending his world title in his first title defense. I still think Hamza Shiraz probably does the same thing again to Edgar Berlanga, bro. And that's the honest truth. Edgar Berlanga, he just puts himself in bad positions at times. He tries to fight clean, but when he starts bringing it, he's a very hittable fighter. And if you're a guy that can bring it, you have a strong punch, and you're more technically skilled than Edgar Berlanga, got the reach advantage, got the height advantage, all that, bro, you're going to knock this dude out because he's a very hittable fighter, and he's coming forward trying to knock you out. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Overall, great performance from Richardson Hitchins. Edgar Berlanga, I'd give him a B. I wouldn't give him an A+ due to the fact that he got knocked down himself, due to the fact that I seen him get clipped multiple times in this fight, and I was against a competitor, against Stephen Bang Bang Butler. Don't get me wrong, the guy came to fight, but I expected more. Let me know what you guys think, man. That's the end of that. It's time to head into tomorrow's purse bid live. Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney. The boxing world continues to grow. The boxing world continues to thrive. Let me know what you guys think. That's my reaction to ZUFFA number 9. My goodness, Edgar Berlanga and Hitchins are back, and I'm out.